What is going on, guys? It is your role model of the IWC Gamers Goon, and today we are here for the Double or Nothing preview and predictions. And as you guys can see over here, we have a good friend of mine in the IWC, Joseph Conlin, the creator of the Big Fight Field channel. How are you doing today, Joseph?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for inviting me back to the channel. We collaborated for WrestleMania. We're doing it again for another big weekend, Double or Nothing. And it's the first pay-per-view, man, in over a year where we're going to get a sold-out crowd. Tony Khan said over 5,000 people on the AEW podcast yesterday. Over 5,000 people in Daly's Place this weekend, man. Sold out. It feels like normal life with a pandemic. And I know you're probably happy about that. I'm happy about it. I can't wait. The card looks nice. Man, thank you for having me again today. I appreciate it.
Of course, like you said, I can't wait to see Daly Place full of fans. It's going to be a great sighting. And I expect this to be a really good show, since this is the first show with a full capacity crowd that we've seen in, what is it, like a year and like 2 months? It's been a long time since we've seen a full capacity crowd with AEW.
I think it's been like since the Revolution pay-per-view in somewhere around that area. But that's the last big event that's full crowd with since Revolution 2020. And that pay-per-view was one of my favorite pay-per-views in a long time. So,
yes,
I don't know.
That was a really good show. And something we haven't mentioned yet, Double or Nothing was the first pay-per-view that AEW ever produced. This is basically their biggest show of the year, so I expect them to 100% bring it. Unfortunately, it's not in Vegas like the first one, and the last two haven't been in Vegas, but I'm sure they'll figure out a way to make this show very, very good. Because even last year, we had a great show with what they did last year at Double or Nothing. But we are going to start things off with the buy-in. We have Serena Deeb defending her NWA Women's Championship against Riho. I'll let you start us off with this one, Joseph.
All right, so I kind of expected Deeb to be defending the title on the buy-in. I thought it'd be against Thunder Rosa, but it looks like they're saving her for a later date. I'm pretty sure you know this, but in middle February, Deeb and Riho had a very good match. They had a great match on Dynamite in the women's tournament, and Riho ended up winning that match. I think this is her first match since February. I don't know where she's been, but she is back on the buy-in against Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship. Obviously, I do think Deeb is going to retain that Women's Championship. I do not see Riho winning the match, but this is going to be a great match. Maybe with a full capacity crowd. It's better than the first match they had on Dynamite, and I think this is gonna be a really good match. Don't sleep if you the viewer, don't sleep on this match. Watch the buy-in. I think Deeb retains.
Yeah, I am not necessarily looking forward to this match per se, but I know this match is gonna deliver. Both these women are very talented. This isn't something I'd go out of my way to watch, but I expect these two women to deliver. Riho, I've been singing her praises since when we first saw her in AEW. I know a lot of people grew cold on her, but she's still a good wrestler. Serena Deeb, we all know what she can do, obviously being the NWA Women's Champion. And like you said, I don't really see Riho winning because Riho's just not been on television. She's just not been around. So there would be like no build to Riho even getting the title. So it would make no sense for Riho to even win. So I'm going to have to go with Serena Deeb. I'm very excited to see this. This is going to be the first match in front of the crowd, so hopefully the crowd brings it. I expect these two women to bring it. I expect us to start off with a very good buy-in, which could possibly be, in my opinion, one of the best buy-in matches that we've gotten with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to start off the main card with the Casino Battle Royale. I know you said you're not a big fan of the Battle Royales. I personally enjoy them. I think they're fun. I do agree that they do need to cut down with the number of Battle Royales. I would personally just have it on the Double or Nothing card each year. One time a year is perfectly fine. You don't need to have it on every single pay-per-view. You don't need to have some multi-man match just to get people on the card. But it's a fun match. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good professional wrestling match. It's going to have funny high spots where you're going to get a chuckle out of a couple moves here or there. It's just something to fill the card and kind of bring a lighthearted feel to the show. Now, if this match doesn't start off the show, I could see a scenario where the Joker card is going to be played with somebody that lost or won earlier in the night, somebody that's already fought in the night. But I expect the Casino Battle Royale to open off the show. And we're going to go through the contestants here. And I want to hear how much you think they're likely to win the match here, Joseph. So the first contestant we have is Christian Cage.
Christian's obviously probably the favorite to win. He teased it immediately when he came into AEW that he wanted to go for the world title. He even at the episode after Revolution, he even picked up the world title and kind of glanced at it. So I mean, he's obviously he's probably the odds-on favorite to win this match. But spoiler alert, I don't think he's going to win this match. I'm telling you, I got someone else in mind.
I could see why people think Christian Cage is going to win. It makes sense from the way he came into AEW. But in my opinion, Christian Cage is not the right guy to go on and face who is going to win the main event. I'm not going to spoil who I think is going to win, but I think we all know who's going to win the main event. I don't think he's the right guy to fill that void in between that and All Out. So Christian Cage, I unfortunately don't think has much of a chance, even though a lot of people think he could have a chance. I personally just don't see him winning. Then we get into Matt Sydal. I don't see him winning at all. Powerhouse Hobbs, I think could be a little bit of a dark horse. I don't think he has much of a chance, but if it's going to be one of these younger guys, I could see it possibly being Powerhouse Hobbs. How about you, Joseph?
Sorry about my dog barking
You're
in the
fine.
background, by the way. So, I don't think Hobbs is going to win the Battle Royal, but I do think he can have a good showing. Eliminated a couple people and put on a good performance.
Yeah, I expect Hobbs to have a good showing for sure. I don't know if it's going to end up leading to a win, but I wouldn't be too shocked if it ending up in that case. Then we get Jungle Boy, a lot of people's favorites, and from what I've heard going into this match, a guy that could potentially be challenging for the AEW championship sooner rather than later. I think he has a decent shot at winning this thing. How about you, Joseph?
I think he is winning this thing. I do think he's going to win. Him versus Kenny Omega would be a really great match, in my opinion, in front of a full crowd. Jungle Boy has came a very long way in AEW since he's debuted all the way back in 2019 at All Out. And I think him and Kenny Omega would be a great match for the World Championship. You could build that up as a match to happen at Fyter Fest, maybe in between Double or Nothing and All Out. And personally, spoiler, I'm not going to say who I think is going to win the tag team title match, but I do think in the future we're going to get a feud between the Elite and the Jurassic Express going into All Out.
I could definitely see that happening. Then we got Matt Hardy. I'm going to be honest with you. I love Matt Hardy, but if they were ever going to put the title on him, they would have done it following the Jericho feud. It's just not going to happen at this point. Yeah, it just can't see it happening.
Not happening.
Then we got Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, two guys that I like, but they're both tag team wrestlers. They don't have much of a chance. I could see a scenario where one of them goes to the final five and possibly has a good showing in this match, but they're not winning.
Nah.
How about you, Joseph?
Nah, they don't stand a chance. I like it respectfully. I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah. Then we got the Blade. I don't think he has any chance to win this thing. Then we have Evil Uno. I think it could be interesting to see Evil Uno win, but it's not going to happen.
Nah.
Then we have Preston Vance, another guy that I think could potentially be a dark horse, but he's a very low chance in my opinion. About you?
I think they're high on him. I think he'll have a good
definitely.
showing in the match. Yeah, but I like I said with Hobbs, maybe a couple eliminations, get in deep into the Battle Royal, but I don't think he wins.
Yeah. Then we have Colt Cabana. Absolutely no chance that Colt Cabana wins. Griff
No.
Garrison, not a chance. Brian Pillman, not a chance. You got anything to
Nope.
say about those guys?
Not really. I will say that they had a great tag team title match against the
Yes, they
Bucks a
did.
couple weeks ago on Dynamite. Did you end up watching that match?
Yes, I did. Between them and the Varsity Blondes, yes.
Yeah,
It's a very
that was
good
a great
match.
match. But I don't think they're gonna win this match.
Yeah. They're not gonna be single wrestlers for quite some time, in my opinion. They're better off together right now. Max Caster. I think Max Caster has a lot of potential, but I can't see this guy winning the match. I can't. I would love to see it happen, but I don't think it's happening. How about you, Joseph?
I love Max Caster
I
and I
know.
love Anthony Owens too. They are amazing,
They're
but
amazing.
I don't think they're gonna win this match.
Yeah, Bowens also has no chance. QT Marshall, not even a close to a chance. We have Nick Camarota. I don't think he has much of a shot. I'm gonna be honest. Do you have anything to say about those two guys?
I don't have anything to say about QT, but I do think that they should give Camarado a big spotlight in this match. Have him be the powerhouse, the big guy that everybody that gets eliminated, but that he eliminates. Not everybody, but most of the guys. I think for the factory, obviously they're trying to get QT over as a heel. They're trying to get Anthony Ogogo over as a heel against Cody, but I think that they should give Camarado a big spotlight because I do see a lot in him. So I think a good showing in this match could do good things for Nick Camarado.
Certainly. It could be a big moment for Camarado, and he could go on and make a name for himself out of this match. Then we get Dustin. I don't see Dustin winning. I'm gonna be honest. It'd be cool, but it's not gonna happen. We have Lee Johnson. Not gonna happen. And then we have the guy that I think personally is going to win this match because I think this match is going to be the bridge between this show and All Out, and it's going to be at Fyter Fest. And that is Pentagon. I think Pentagon might win this match because we haven't really seen Pentagon get a big singles match in AEW yet. What better way than to get to that point than winning here at this show and going on to face Kenny Omega, who we know Pentagon can put on a good match with. What do you got to say about Pentagon?
Hey, I would love to see him win this match. Obviously, I think he'll be in the final four, final three, and he should have a great match. I think. I would not be upset whatsoever if Penta won that match, but I don't think, as far as the story and feuds go, I don't think that Penta and Kenny Omega is going to be the way to go. Like I said earlier, I think it's going to be Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega for that to be the way to go heading into the summer months. But I do like your option of Penta winning this match.
Makes sense. And who do you think is going to be that covetable Joker card at 21? Who do you think is going to be the surprise guy here in this match?
I've heard people say Daniel Bryan just to throw it out there. It's not going to happen.
No.
Don't get your hopes up, people. I've heard people say it's going to be Paul White. That would be dumb. Like
that would be a
gonna
letdown.
He's going to be on commentary for the match. I would hate a situation where he gets up. He's like, "Oh, I'm the Joker."
Oh my.
That's like Michael Cole entering the Royal
That's
Rumble.
a WWE move if I've ever heard. That would be awful.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
But the main guy I think is going to be the Joker is Nick Gage. It's a name that I've seen thrown around. I would
just came out recently.
Yes, I would like to see him. Not maybe signed with AEW, but I like to see him maybe as the Joker in the Casino Battle Royal, and that's my guy. I'm gonna take Nick Gage.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I'm gonna go a little bit more risky. I don't think this guy has much of a chance to get on the show. I'm just throwing a name out there because I don't want to be saying the same names as everybody else. I think maybe we see Samoa Joe come to AEW and potentially have a big showing here in this match. I think it could be a big opportunity there for AEW with Samoa Joe if they do decide to go that way.
I
What
don't
do you
want
think
to be the
about that?
bearer of bad news to you, but I think he's still in his 90-day non-compete clause. So
Hey, I
yeah,
we just throwing stuff out there. Hopefully it sticks. You can dream that Samoa Joe is gonna be on this show, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, I don't think whoever the Joker is gonna win anyway. So it doesn't really matter who that guy is, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that match, we get into Miro defending his TNT championship against Lance Archer. This is going to be a big match, man. I'm very excited for this match. It's going to be a heavy-hitting match. How about you, Joseph?
This is kind of your big two bulls going at it for the TNT championship. Obviously, we saw Archer a year ago on Double Nothing compete for the first inaugural TNT championship match against Cody Rhodes. He came up a little bit short. He lost to Cody for him being the first TNT champion. And here he is a year later going for the TNT championship once again against Miro. It's kind of a toss-up for me because Miro just won the TNT championship, but you don't want to beat Archer clean. And I think what's going to happen is I think somehow Jake, the Snake, is going to try to help Lance Archer win the match. But at the end, he's going to accidentally cost Lance Archer the TNT championship by maybe having him pass out from the game over. Because I do think that we're getting to the point where Jake is getting way too old. And, Lance Archer can talk for himself. We've seen it before. And Jake Roberts doesn't really need to be there for Lance Archer, I think. So I'm going to go with Miro for that reason only.
Yeah, I could see either of these guys winning. I wouldn't be shocked if either of these guys win. To me, it has to be Miro just because we haven't seen Miro with the TNT championship for that long. And after what they did with him with Kip Sabian, they need to let this guy go out and flourish with a TNT championship because he was just in a bad situation to start off his AEW career, in my opinion. Lance Archer, the story does write itself. He wins the title a year later at the show that he couldn't get it done at the first time. The story's there with Lance Archer. So if he won, it makes sense. I just don't see how they could get rid of Miro's championship run this early in his run. And I don't necessarily think that Jake Roberts is going to stop this match. I actually think this match is going to end up getting stopped by the ref, whether that's one of them passing out or whether it's just them both beating the shit out of each other until they can't get up anymore. I expect the ref to stop this match to sort of protect, because you can't pin either of these men. You can't have either of these men willingly tap out. It just doesn't fit who they are. So I don't see either of these men being beaten in an ordinary sense.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Sting and Darby Allin going up against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I think this match is going to be good. Sting and Darby, obviously we know that the end game with these two isn't necessarily them being together. It's going to be Sting putting over Darby Allin. The question that I have is, how early are we going to see that? Does that start at Double or Nothing? It could. Or this could also be another stepping stone to a story that's going to be told later on, where they're able to pick up the win here and then continue their little partnership until when it blows up later. I just don't know when we are going to see them separate. And since I don't really know when they're going to separate, I think that Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are going to win. They've done a very good job at getting the tag team division on their bad side. They're not very liked in the tag team division. So I think that this could help them win, because not only is it splitting up Sting and Darby Allin, but this is sort of ruining what a Hall of Famer and Sting came back to do with Darby Allin. So it gives them a little bit more heel heat there, and it could be a very good situation for Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. What do you have happening here in this match, Joseph?
Wow. So I'm kind of shocked that you had that prediction. Wait, yeah, I'm kind of shocked that you had Sky and Paige to win that match. But I do think it's going to be a good match. But number one, I just don't really I don't grasp the tag team of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky because they're just two singles wrestlers. I feel like they're in a tag team together, just for them to do something that together. But there's no way. Sting had his first match in 6 years at Revolution, the street fight against Team Taz. This is his first live match in front of a live audience in 6 years, and I can see this match starting off the show. It's a nice way to get the crowd going, I think, and I just don't see Sting and Darby Allin losing this match to a couple of mid-card superstars. I don't want to say that, but that's what they are. Sky and Paige are a couple mid-card superstars. Darby Allin's the main eventer after the TNT title reign that he had. Sting is a legend, and I think them losing will not sit well with the crowd, really, in the Daily's place. It should be a great match. I would kick it off double or nothing with this match. I'm going to go with Sting and Darby to win. I think that they're going to get the win. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the feud continues after double or nothing. So we'll have to see that, but I'm going with the baby faces.
We still have Fyter Fest, so it definitely could continue if they wanted to. But the reason I went with what I did is I think that Sting and Darby are eventually going to split, and I think that we could see that match happen at All Out. I just don't know when I think that split's going to happen, so I decided to go with this card. Next, we have Cody versus Anthony Ogogo, one of the most controversial storylines in all of pro wrestling right now. How are you feeling about this, Joseph?
Oh boy, it is controversial after the Cody promo. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Ogogo's the face." Like Ogogo for the other people in the UK, Ogogo's the face in this feud, and they want to see Ogogo knock him out and stuff like that.
They're splitting apart the audience.
Yeah, man, it feels like who knows? Who knows what Daly's place is going to be on Sunday?
It'll be 50-50.
Yeah, Ogogo could be the face in their eyes, and Cody could be the heel. I don't know. I just can't see. I just can't see Cody being cheered in this situation. But as to who should go over, I'm not sure if you read it yesterday, but Ogogo revealed in an interview that he had suffered a broken rib while training. And I'm not sure how long this match is going to be. Honestly, I don't know what to expect from Ogogo. So I would easily, yeah, I would have him knock out Cody. I would have him knock out Cody for the win, really. I think that's a big moment for him. You got to get him over because what does Cody gain from beating Ogogo? Exactly. Nothing. Cody gains nothing.
The only reason I could see Cody winning is because it's their first show in front of a full crowd, and that is the face of AEW. If you ask anybody, he's the guy that's marketing AEW all the time.
And he is coming out as the American Dream for one night and one night only. But I mean, still, man, you gotta go with Ogogo. You want him to be a big deal for AEW. I think you gotta take him. You gotta take him for the win. That's pretty simple, I think.
Like you said, he's coming out as the American Dream. Cody has his big moment already. He's coming out basically as a second edition of his dad. Anthony Ogogo, he doesn't necessarily have that big moment booked for this show yet. His big moment is going to be beating Cody Rhodes. That is going to be Anthony Ogogo's big moment. Now, this is going to be a fun match. The crowd is going to be 100% into this match. I love when the crowds are split 50-50 because that makes for the best environment possible. You're going to get Cody chance. You're going to get a Go-Go chance. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lively crowd for this match. I'm very excited for it. And then you're going to have, if Ogogo wins, you're going to have one side booing him out of the building, and then you're going to have the other side cheering for him and being excited for him to win. And I think there's no better way to get Anthony Ogogo to that next level than beating the guy that has been kind of the face of AEW. Anthony Ogogo has everything to gain, and like you said, Cody has nothing to gain from this match. It's just a win for him. He's not going to go on and do anything else different if he wins or loses this match. Cody is fine the way he is going to go. He's not going to be changed if he loses to Ogogo. But Ogogo winning, this takes Ogogo to a new level for him to be able to potentially do something even bigger and better in AEW. So I think Anthony Ogogo is going to beat Cody in what should be a very fun match.
And sooner rather than later, Cody's not even going to be on the program because his wife's giving birth. So
yes, he's going to have to take some time off. Who's not going to have to take time off? Ogogo. Give him the win. Next, we have Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's Championship against Britt Baker. DMD, Dr. Britt Baker. I've been saying this from the beginning. Britt Baker is going to be the AEW Women's Champion. It's just a matter of time. I don't see a better time than Sunday at Double or Nothing. Crowd's finally back. In my opinion, she is going to be over with that crowd. She is a very likable character, in my opinion. How about you, Joseph?
This is absolutely her time. And I know we're recording this on a Friday, and tonight for Dynamite, they are celebrating Shida's year-long reign as the women's champion. Yeah, they're giving her a celebration tonight before the match on Sunday. So it's just kind of Britt is going to win. She's going to be the women's champion. I think
I'm very excited for it.
Dude, I think she's going to be so over.
I know. It's going to be great.
You know how the crowd when RVT comes out, the crowd goes RVD,
yeah.
And when she comes out on the rope, she goes DMD.
Everybody's going to be into it, man. It's going to be great. I can't wait for this moment. I think Britt Baker absolutely deserves it. I think she's winning. It's going to be a very good match. Hikaru Shida puts on very good matches. I think this will be very good, and I can't wait to see the crowd's reaction when I believe Britt Baker wins that championship.
And they had that great match in April of 2020 at the Nightmare Factory, right in the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes,
and if they had a great match there with
with the crowd.
Oh my God.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah, dude.
They're going to be getting all the momentum from the crowd. It's going to be very good. It's going to be very fun. Next, we have the Young Bucks going in and defending their AEW tag team titles against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Wild things. Here we go, guys. I'm excited for this match. How about you, Joseph?
This is probably the match I'm most excited looking forward to. This match has the most build out of all the matches on the card, I think, to be perfectly honest.
It's very good. It's been a very good feud between these two. Personally, I think the Young Bucks win this. We have to consider that Jon Moxley, he's not going to be around in a couple months because he's going to have to go. Also, just like Cody, he's going to have to go be a father for a little bit. He's going to have to go be with his wife. So Jon Moxley, I don't see him winning a tag team title when he's going to have to go. And I don't know when Renee is due or anything like that, but he's going to have to go soon. So I don't see Moxley and Kingston winning. It'd be a cool moment. I think they deserve it, but they're not beating the Young Bucks. You'll know when the Young Bucks are going to lose because it's going to be to a team that's so over with the crowd that you just are going to have the best reaction possible at a pay-per-view. It's not the right time for the Young Bucks to lose. Do I think Mox and Kingston could be the champions one day? Absolutely. But it's just not the right place, right time, in my opinion. How about you, Joseph?
This will be the match, I think. Like we were talking about with Cody and Ogogo, the crowd's going to be 50-50 for that match, which I think the crowd is going to be fully behind Moxley and Kingston, booing the shit out of the Young Bucks.
I don't see why people would cheer the Young Bucks. They've done a very good job at being heels. It should be one side, in my opinion.
That's the thing, though. If they're getting booed though out of the building, they're doing their job.
Yes.
So, and people absolutely hate the Young Bucks in the IWC, and they're getting the job done by letting that happening. So, and plus, for my match result, the Young Bucks just turned heel. They just turned heel. They are I think they're in the biggest faction in AEW, the Elite. Them, Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, Don Callis. I don't think they're going to drop the titles Sunday night. It's not the time. Moxley and Kingston, they're fantastic together. They are that cool brother dynamic. But I don't think Sunday's the time for the Young Bucks to drop the title. So I'm taking the Bucks to retain the tag team titles. And like I said, in the future, heading into All Out Chicago, I think we get the Young Bucks dropping the tag team titles to the Jurassic Express. And like you said, they're going to drop the titles to a team that people love and to a team that the crowd is over with. People love Jungle Boy. And 2 years ago at All Out, people were going insanely crazy for Luchasaurus. You were there, dude.
Yes.
You were there.
Yes, that was a very big moment for Luchasaurus. That was the first time really seeing much of what Luchasaurus had to offer in the ring. He's very good. If you guys haven't seen him live, I highly recommend getting to his show and seeing Luchasaurus live, because that man is – seeing how big he is in person and then realizing how athletic he is absolutely insane. But I could definitely see the Jurassic Express being the guys to take the title off the Young Bucks, but that's going to be for a later date because they're not ready just yet. That could be at All Out. I could potentially even see it being later next year, depending on how long they take with this Young Bucks stuff. But that leads us into a former member of the Elite, Hangman Adam Page, going up against the Machine, Brian Cage. Once again, a very heavy-hitting match, in my opinion. What do you think about this match here, Joseph?
This match is super underrated, dude. No one is talking about this match. I think these two are both phenomenal at what they do. They had a match about a month ago on Dynamite, where Cage he dominated Hangman. He beat him in a short amount of time, 8 minutes. And now I think at Double or Nothing, they're going to get to go out there and do what they do and actually put on a good, hopefully 15-minute match. And, this is my dark horse pick because I think Cage wins. I think he wins once again against Hangman Page. I think Page taking another loss would give him more sympathy as a babyface. It would make him more of an underdog, fighting back up to finally take the title off of Kenny Omega. And after that, because we all know he will be the guy to beat Omega, he will need challengers for that world championship. And I think they can revisit Hangman versus Brian Cage in the near future for the world championship. And when they do, the story's already there.
Very interesting. I actually have it going the other way around. I have Hangman winning this match and being able to go on a little bit of a run here and get another win at Fyter Fest, which will eventually lead him into Kenny Omega at All Out. In my opinion, that is going to be the match at All Out because Hangman, the very first AEW championship match, he lost at All Out to Chris Jericho. 2 years later, why can't he win the championship at All Out against a guy that used to be his friend, used to be his tag team partner, that they had a great story with between him and Kenny Omega? I think that's the way it's going, but I could definitely see Brian Cage picking up the win and it being more of an underdog type of way for Hangman Adam Page to get his way back up and be able to face Kenny Omega. The next match we get into is Stadium Stampede, which I'm hearing rumors could potentially main event the show. I think it's going to be live. That's what they said, right?
Yes, that's what Tony Khan said. He said the match will be a live match.
I'm very interested to see how they do this with the crowd. I don't know if they're going to be bringing the crowd over or what kind of dynamic they're going to have, or if the crowd's even going to be involved, or if it's just going to be live and broadcasted into Daily's Place. Who knows? But I think this is going to be very good. We had the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle, MJF, Wardlow, Shawn Spears, and FTR versus Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and then we have Santana and Ortiz. Obviously, Santana wasn't there last week, but he should be on the show tonight for the Inner Circle. This is one that I think could go both ways. I could see the Inner Circle winning because it would kind of feel like AEW is just not AEW without the Inner Circle, because Inner Circle has been in AEW from the beginning. Inner Circle has been one of the best things about AEW, in my opinion. And then you have the Pinnacle, who has MJF, who turned his back on the Inner Circle. The story writes itself that he's the one to end the Inner Circle. So I don't necessarily know where I want to go, because I could see it going either way. So how about you start us off here, Joseph?
Oh man, it should be a really, really fun match, just like last year's Stadium Stampede with the Inner Circle and the Elite. I don't think it should main event. I'd main event with the world title personally, but for me, it is a harder prediction. But I'm gonna take the Pinnacle. I'm gonna take the Pinnacle once again. Jericho, I think Fozzy is going to be going on tour in August, very soon. So I think Jericho is going to take an extended break after this, because after the feud with the Pinnacle is over, I don't really see Jericho in any big plans in AEW. So I think Sammy and Santana and Ortiz are going to go off on their own. Hager's going to go off on his own. And the Pinnacle is going to be the top faction next to the Elite in AEW, and I think this is the way on Sunday night. It should be a awesome match, but I'm gonna go with MJF getting the win for the Pinnacle again.
Yeah, like you said, it could go either way. I still don't necessarily want to commit to anybody, because I could see the Inner Circle winning this match, and then Jericho going off, Sammy Guevara taking the reins over as the leader of the Inner Circle for a little period of time until Jericho returns, in which we're going to have a Jericho and Guevara feud, because obviously we know that they were in a friendship type of role where they were sort of the best friends of the Inner Circle. I could see that being a situation where Guevara kind of oversteps his bounds as the leader of the Inner Circle when Y2J returns. And I could also see MJF winning. I'm going to have to go with MJF, though. You guys know me. I have the scarf. MJF is my guy. I think he is the best thing in all of pro wrestling. I think he has the potential to be a superstar in AEW. MJF ending the Inner Circle will help boost his credibility in whatever he does, because once again, MJF, he likes to talk shit. That gives him all the fuel in the fire to go out there and say, hey, I'm the one who ended the best faction in AEW history. I'm the one that ended the first faction that wasn't the Elite in AEW. I'm the one that put Y2J out on the shelf. It just gives a lot of fuel and a lot of pieces that can move if MJF and the Pinnacle win. So I think MJF is going to end up helping the Pinnacle win. And I think that we could potentially see the end of the Inner Circle come Sunday.
And that's such an MJF thing too, to brag about. Oh, I ended the Inner Circle forever, and now we are the top faction in AEW, something like that. That's such an MJF thing.
It's MJF. Dude. It's just MJF. And then what I think should be the main event, and what I'm hoping still is the main event, Kenny Omega defending his AEW World Championship against Pac and Orange Cassidy. This match is the first triple threat match, I believe, for the AEW World Championship in AEW history. And I believe the crowd's going to be into this, man. The crowd is going to be at full capacity, and they're going to get to see their favorite, man. They're going to get to see some Orange Cassidy out here against Kenny Omega, who has been on a great heel run. And then you have Pac in there, who is also very good. and very well liked. So this match is going to be very good. It'd be cool to see Orange Cassidy win. It would. But at the end of the day, Orange Cassidy is just there to pick up the pinfall because I think Pac is going to end up facing Kenny Omega again at Fyter Fest. I'm not going to sit here and dance around the topic. Kenny Omega is winning in this match, whether it's the main event or whether it's not. Kenny Omega is going to win at Double or Nothing. About you, Joseph?
Absolutely. There's no way to go about this besides Kenny Omega retaining the world title. Pac, future world champion, future TNT champion. I just don't see him winning the title at Double. Now is not his time. His time will come at a later date, but now is not his time. As much as I would like to see, I would love to see my guy Freshly Squeezed win the championship and come on Sunday night on my channel and laugh about the tears in the community about Cassidy winning the championship. That is not going to happen, though. More than likely, he is going to eat the pin, I think, and Omega is going to stand tall and remain the AEW World Champion going into the full capacity shows and in the near future.
This show's going to be a good one, man. We just broke it down for you. 10 matches come Sunday night. We still have AEW, the Go Home show this Friday night, later tonight for me and Joseph. We're going to be able to watch that show. Make sure you do go follow Joseph on his social media if you want to shout that out right now, Joseph.
Yeah, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Conlin_Joseph and Instagram as well. You could go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Big Fight Field channel. We just had a huge roundtable discussion on my channel about Double or Nothing, which is doing great numbers. So thank you for that. And we'll, of course, have the Dynamite Go Home show review and Double or Nothing to go over as well. And that's it, man. I thank you. Thank you for having me on the show again. It was a great time breaking down one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, I think.
I very much appreciate you agreeing to come on the show here today. And I also highly recommend, if you haven't already, to go check out that roundtable discussion because it's kind of a new type of way to do some preview and predictions there. I liked what he did with the cards and picking numbers. And he had Matt Moody on there with DJ Storms, and he also had Wesley Williams on there. So it was some very good intellectual wrestling talk over there if you want to go over there and listen to it. I highly recommend that you do. But for me, you can find me on Twitter at GamersGoonYT, Instagram, thegoongameryt, and then here on YouTube, make sure you click that like button, click that subscribe button. And if you guys haven't already seen on Twitter, I will be making a full-time return to the pro wrestling content come this summer, which will be kicking off on June 20th. So I hope you guys stay tuned to the channel for all of that. And hopefully you guys go over and show Joseph some love over on his social media platforms. And I would like to thank you guys for tuning in here for the Double or Nothing preview and predictions. I will be seeing you guys for the preview or for the Double or Nothing review. Sorry, I haven't been doing the outros recently, so it's a little bit rusty, but we'll get back on that later this summer. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a very good Double or Nothing weekend.